Welcome to another round of 2's review. Ahead, we're going to give you the highlights for Atlanta United 2 in their final regular season home match of the year up at the Fraction. It was Louisville City coming to town, the division leaders trying to distance themselves from Birmingham Legion. They had a 1-point lead going in, also with a match in hand. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at the ratings for the match, give a little analysis. Jeff Larentowicz will come on in just a little bit to give you his analysis, as well as he was in the booth with yours truly for the broadcast on ESPN Plus. Going in, juice boxes had Lou City at a -133, Atlanta United 2 at a +260, and your draw option at a +275. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at the USL Championship, ESPN Plus and YouTube.
Ready to get things started here in the first 45. We're underway here in Kennesaw. Jeff Larunowitz's keys to the match coming up just around the corner. Away whites with the purple. Josh Bauer having to backtrack there quickly after a wayward pass. Now going to be going from your left to your right here in the first 45. Sent forward, looking over the top. David Mejia is loose. Can he get it past and wide?
Oh my goodness. Terrific take by Mejia to get in behind McMahon and just get the shot on goal. They're comfortable to come in and kind of do their own thing. It doesn't matter who they bring in, who they bring off the bench. They tend to make changes game to game. They always have someone that come in can make a difference.
Physical work by Ownby, and he gets past Noah Cobb. Bauer was backtracking, and Brian Ownby knows that there was a chance that was missed at the halfway point. McFadden toward the back post, up and over and in! Deflected and in, and the Stripes are on the board. They get the all-important first goal, and everybody's hugging Josh Bauer. 1-0 to the home side in a must-win game.
Bauer knows anything about this as it gets to the back post. Yeah, he just kind of...
Over Cobb, and it gets to Bauer.
Yeah, he kind of closes his eyes, sticks his right foot out, trying to put it back in front. Yeah, it just deflects off Brian Ownby there. It's that...
Suahi trying to take advantage of his height. So is McLaughlin. Tosh, and saved and off the bar and away by Rocco Rios Novo.
I told you, defending the box, attacking players on the field, that Danny Cruz is really pushing to get the win here in the second half.
Joseph Martinez scores a PK. Jeff, tell me if you've heard that before.
Yeah, a few times.
Atlanta United leading Inter Miami with 12 plus stoppage to go. Headed down and in, Cameron Lancaster, and we're tied just like that.
We were talking about it before the game. How many goals does he score with his head? That's 3 games in a row.
Off the set piece. And it looked like that Noah Cobb was marking him. Just Davis to Oscar. Cut back, deflected toward the top of the 6th. Opano was there winding up. Del Piccolo tried to take a shot. Deflected up and over. Reaction save. Rocco Rios Novo to keep it at 1s.
The initial challenge here, as the ball just sits there, he slides in and blocks it. It ends up falling to Greg, and Rios Nova is able to push it over the bar.
Cuts it back on his right. No foul called at the top of the area. McFadden sends it in with the left. Hubbard has to punch it up into the air. Garuba chests it down, poked away by McMahon on the late corner for the 2's.
Another really only knock it up into the air, and it goes right to Alex Garuba. He takes it down off his chest. He does well to...
And Rios Novo makes contact, and that does it. Hard-fought draw by Atlanta United 2.
So let's take a look at the numbers, courtesy of our friends at SofaScore. Biggest number goes to Aiden McFadden. Recently celebrated a birthday, had an 8.3. Rocco Rios Novo, a couple of big saves, had a 7.5. Josh Bauer with the goal had a 7.7. Noah Cobb, a 6.6. Bradley Camden-Feo, who wore the captain's armband, had a 7.4. In the middle, Abdoulaye Diop, a 6.6. Darwin Mateus, a 7.2. Robbie Mertz went the full 90, had a 7.1. Up top, David Mejia, a 6.9, missing the early chance. Mackie Diop, a 7.1. Philip Goodrum had a 7. Substitutions, Connor Stanley and Matias Benitez, each punching a 6.5. Looking at the stats on the match, ball possession goes to Lou City, 54-46. 19 shots for Lou City, 6 on target. Atlanta United 2 had 17 shots, 4 on target. 7 blocks on the day for Lou City, only 4 for Atlanta United 2. Fouls, 15-10 for Lou City, 3 yellow cards to 1 for Lou City. Big chances, courtesy of SofaScore. 0 for 2 one off the woodwork. Remember the double save that Rocco Rios Novo had at one point. 15 shots inside the box for Lou City, only 10 for Atlanta United 2, which meant 7 were outside. 5 saves credited to Rocco Rios Novo on the night as well. Your passing, Lou City 82%, 414 for 506. Atlanta United 2, 82% also, 347 of 4 1/4. Long balls, Atlanta United 2, 33 of 68 at 49%, 19 of 42 for Lou City at 45%, 8 of 20 on their crosses at 40% as well. Atlanta United 2, 13 of 20 on the dribble compared to only 3 of 7 for Lou City. Lou City lost possession more times, 142 to 136. Atlanta United 2 won the duels, won 51 out of 40. So basically 55% of the duels on the night, winning 16 of 29 in the air. 15 tackles for Lou City to 7 for Atlanta United 2. Atlanta United 2 also, with all the pressure that Lou City was putting on, had 22 clearances on the night to 13 for Lou City. After the match, I caught up with Jeff Larentowicz to get his thoughts on the 1-1 draw and what he saw from the booth. First off, welcome back to the S Suite. You got to finish the regular season with some blonde-haired guy. Congratulations for surviving.
I survived. I did it. I feel honored that I got the last home game of the year, too. The first team conflicts worked out well for me.
I'm going to get you Fisherman's Friend for Festivus.
I need those. I do need those.
The beauty of cough drops when we're all fighting allergies and things this time of year.
Exactly.
1-1 result at the end of 90 minutes, and you said on the air it was a pretty even match. I mean, there was a lot of back and forth to it. Atlanta United 2 early on had the pressure. Then you see the game tilt back to Louisville's way, and the first goal on the board came off a set piece for Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, and that was during their spell of good pressure in the second half. It's kind of how all their games went this year, though. It's like a roller coaster, right? They either start out fast and do well and then dip, or vice versa. And tonight it was, they started out hot and then gave it away and brought it back. And when the second half started, though, it just seemed like Lou City weren't going to let this one slip away from them.
Cameron Lancaster gets yet another goal for them. I think it's his 14th or 15th on the year. And you could sense it was building. And, you talk about first 5, last 5 when it comes to halves and things like that. It just so happened that it was 6 minutes in the 51st, and Cameron Lancaster gets the equalizer.
Yeah, and that was, like I said, you go into halftime, you got a kind of a ticked-off manager from before the game, and then he watches the first half slip away with the Josh Bauer goal. I'm sure they were going to come out with a reaction, and they did. And that was their best sustained bit of pressure other than those first kind of 10 or 15 minutes in the first half. But they're an experienced team, Lou City are, and they just kind of kept plugging away, and they've got bodies that come in and do the job. And like I said, they weren't going to let this one get away from them.
1-1 draw, and they just come at you in waves. And now with Atlanta United 2 only getting the 1 point at home in their home finale, they've got the 4 road matches left. They're fighting a 4-point deficit, but once again, the folks above them have matches in hand. They've just got to take care of business and see what happens.
It's got to be 4 victories, you think? I mean, they'll be matched up with some of the teams that are in and around them in the standings, and I guess you call those 6-pointers. And but they're just going to have to get full points and really find a way to control games, leading games, and not fight from behind or kind of lose leads and then fight to try and get the victory back.
When it comes to what you've been able to see with Atlanta United 2 this year, this is the 30,000-foot question. From the times that you've been hanging out here in the booth and getting to see things and watching the 2's, what are some of your takeaways from what you've seen with the second team this year?
Well, I think, they call it the proving ground, and this is kind of the place where players really start to build their career. They get some experience, and they start to do some things. I think there's, 4 or 5 players that you watch throughout the year that really grew, that you wonder what they're going to do kind of coming in the future, both homegrown draft picks, guys that they've just brought in for USL. I mean, I think that you want to see where it develops, how those players might fit into the club as a whole, first team and second team, and in the next 12 months or so. But there's definitely some players in there that are sniffing around it, and you hope that they take the experience of this season and push something in the last 4 games and bring it into next year.
1-1 draw here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium in the home finale. Once again, Jeff, thanks for hanging out with me here in the booth when Jason had to be working with the first team. So it was a 1-0 win for the first team. Joseph gets his 100th. I mean, Joseph Martinez, with everything he's gone through in the last year and a half, sticking through it, gets his 100th in the win for Atlanta United, knocking off Inter Miami.
Yeah, and I said that Miami are kind of their bogey team. It's one where in the last 2 years they've never really performed that well or dominated a game. Obviously, we weren't able to watch it, but see Joseph and what he's done, and like you said, what he's been through, and the surgeries, the procedures, and the discomfort, and him kind of rethinking things at times. To see him lead the team, I know that he was emotional at the beginning of the year when things weren't going well, so he's going to keep pushing. They're not done yet. They've got a lot of work to do, and seeing him on the board is good for everybody.
So here's how things are in the Central Division after the night. Lou City, now even with matches played with Birmingham, has a 2-point margin, 49-47. Tulsa, 39 points in third. OKC Energy getting a draw. They played 27 matches on the night with Indy 11. They are now at 39 points. OKC Energy at 35. Memphis 901, 3 matches in hand on OKC, and they have 32 points at 8-8 and 8. Atlanta United 2, 4 matches remaining for the 2's at 7, 9, and 12. They're at 30 points. They are ahead of Indy 11 on goal difference at -6 to -11. Sporting Kansas City 2 at 4, 8, and 14, 20 points in the Central Division. So next up for Atlanta United 2, it is the 4-game road trip to close things out. Obviously, we'll be keeping an eye on the 2's and let you know what's going on with them. But all of October is on the road. It will start Saturday at the Mike against Indy 11. That is a 7 o'clock kick. Then they have 11 days off, but then they have 3 matches in 8 days to finish up at Sporting Kansas City 2 on the 13th, at Memphis 901 on the 16th, and the regular season finale 8 o'clock on October the 20th at FC Tulsa. Thanks to everybody at Kennesaw once again for a fantastic season for Jason and myself up in the booth, and Jeff when he was subbing for Jason. Thanks to all of you 17s who came out to the Fraction all season long to see Atlanta United 2. A lot of great stories that we got to see, and we're going to see for the final 4 matches here in the regular season as the sprint for the playoffs continues as Atlanta United 2 chases after the 4 spot in the Central Division. So for everybody here at SDH, that's your 2's review for the 1-1 draw against Lou City.